heavily Democratic state and bring that guy in.
Yeah, no, I think it gave us hope, and a lot of other places have given us hope as well, that things are trending right, but that's not enough. We need to stay engaged, we need to stay involved, we need to make it our personal mission to make a difference this year. And that's really what I ask of you. I want your support, I need your
Do you have a
support.
truck?
No.
Let me get you a truck.
I gotta get one. Yeah, I need my truck. So I got a hearse, but yes.
I would just ask you a question about before 2006, we had a Republican-dominated Congress. Yet, a lot of the problems we have today were created during this time. I want to know why you think that they lost their compass.
Yeah, I think, well, yeah, I really do think they lost their compass. I think they lost their direction. I think it was money. I think it was, they had been out of power so long that they just got corrupted by it pretty quickly and acted exactly like Democrats. They just said, you know what, now it's ours. And we've heard that, both sides where, oh, now it's ours, and, now it's ours to benefit from.
Yes.
And so that's why that mindset, getting back to that, this isn't ours, this is yours. This is a trust that you give to me, or you give to your elected officials out in Washington, D.C. That's fragile, and we better hold it very, very carefully, and it should be taken away from us if we abuse it. And I think the one thing I would say is, I really honestly believe, as I've been talking to other Republican candidates who are passionate, running hard in other districts around the country, that they have that same commitment that I've got, that this isn't mine, that I'm not doing this to get another title etched in my mausoleum, like Rowan Burris was doing. I'm really doing it, and I'm so excited to be doing this. I can't wait to do this, but it's hard. My wife and my family, it's a sacrifice for us. It really is, but I know it's so important. I know this is our time to get back and step up. I don't want to spend the next 30 years out there. I'd love to be out there for 10 years or less, make as big of a difference as I can, and then get back home and really be productive at what I love is my business and other things. So, but I do think this is such a key time of doing that. So I think with the candidates that are running, and also with some of the people in the party out there, I think we really learned our lesson of how much we blew it back in '94. That we were given an opportunity as Republicans, and we squandered it, blew it away. We slapped the American public in the face, and then they took it back away from us. And if we get that chance again, we cannot make the same mistakes.
Right, too.
We gotta be different. Yeah.
We provide term limitations for our president.
Yeah.
But we provide no term limitations for our congressmen and
Yes.
senators.
Yeah.
What would you be supporting of a realistic term limitation to keep this thing from happening over and over again? Each time the winds switch.
Yeah. No, that could work. I mean, there's a lot of creative things you can do where all of a sudden, it doesn't become so beneficial. So I'd like to see, to me, I think 10 years. If you can't do something in 10 years, you should be out.
40 years is too many years.
It is. The system has to be changed. One of the things I have seen in states that have done term limits legislatively in the state, one of the problems is it becomes a big game. So they all just kind of trade off. So, okay, you run for my spot, I'll run for your spot. And so it's like this, it didn't really accomplish what it was trying to accomplish. The other thing is that the bureaucrats who aren't elected, who serve for 30 years, get these sweet pensions, end up really running the place. And there's no accountability with the bureaucrats. So somehow it's got to be tied into that as well. The challenge with term limits is it's a constitutional amendment, which is not hard to get a constitutional amendment through, which I think is good. We don't want our Constitution messed with without a high hurdle. So there might be a political will to get it passed. I still think it's going to take some time. One thing I really would like to see immediately, and this doesn't need a constitutional amendment, is term limits on leadership. So committee chairman, Speaker of the House, other leadership positions should all be term limited. And I think definitely, no more than 8 years or 10 years that someone should serve in those positions. Leaders control so much power. Mike Madigan has been down there 40 years, almost 30 years as Speaker of the House in Illinois. If you see the problem that we have in Illinois, the one constant in Illinois is Mike Madigan. And so somehow he skates and doesn't get the blame that he deserves for a bunch of the problems that we suffer under here in Illinois. But I just know there's so much power in leaders. We see it here in Illinois. It happens out in Washington, D.C. as well, that we've got to start breaking that power. I would be supportive of term limits. Flip side is term limits aren't the whole answer. You know, again, I think one term is way too much for Bill Foster. To say he gets 5 terms, no way. So the best thing, and we've seen it a few
Take the
times.
money away, then there's no.
Yeah, but even, you know, with someone who's just is the wrong person, you know, we just got to get rid of them. And that's where you get, the best term is an educated electorate that actually get out and vote and hold their elected officials accountable. So I support term limits. To me, it feels, I'm very conservative, and it feels a little unconservative to me to have term limits, because I think that should be my right to tell somebody. But it's so broken, we've got to do something. And I think